Good morning, Speed Gaming 3, and welcome to Game 3, part of our Link to the Past Randomizer main tourney brackets. Spleebie and Ralen here are in their third game. We had a split in the first two, and we got a great mode today. We've got the tourney inverted keys with starting flute. I'm Radical Sniper 99, joined today by Smirk. Good morning.
Good morning, Radical Sniper. How are you today?
I'm great. This is always fun to get game 3. This is, one of those do or die situations for our runners here.
Yeah.
And this is definitely the a great mode to get. I know the first two games we already had, what was it? The Open Hard and Ambrosia. So we've definitely had some we'll call it simpler layouts for our first two games.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. Game threes are always super fun to watch. And the winner of this moves on to face the winner of Error and McMonkey. So, and we have a sword right away in Hype Cave on Ralen's side.
Yeah, I'll call that pretty hype, as well as the flippers. That's a little scary, though.
Yeah, sword and flippers right away. Is that like Ice Palace? Like, need some fire, but...
Yeah, definitely. I'm surprised. Like, I look at the route so far, and I'm like, okay, Ralen's roughly what I would be doing right now. Oh, not that. Hopefully, though. You get those bombs out of Link's house, and I feel like it kind of pushes you to do Hype Cave immediately. Whereas Spleebie heading into Thieves Town first, gets the money, gets the pearl, two good finds for sure. I'm surprised we didn't go immediately for hype.
Yeah. And it's funny here, going and getting hit by that murder dactyl. It's actually easier to dodge it without the flippers. You can jump in the pool and get the iframes.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Maroon Pearl and Thieves Town, and a lamp there in chess games. So good stuff. Early items.
Yeah, we're already getting access to some very scary possibilities. You get that lamp and you're thinking, okay, could this be an Agassiz? You're getting the flippers and you're like, could this be a requirement for Ice Palace? All the thoughts start going through your head of like, what am I gonna have to do to get into Light World?
Yeah, and as we can see, already a pot small and big there too. So with that lamp, I might be thinking pod.
Yeah, I'd still wait for a little bit, hoping for maybe a second key to get a little bit more access. Right now, one small key can be a little bit of a hint to wanting to go there, but I'd prefer at least one more.
Yeah, for sure. Or, like maybe get lucky and find a bow too. Early bow.
Yeah, 3 checks is pretty good for pod, especially when you think about inverted, but still a little lacking in some regards.
And the early game for this mode, you see a lot of similar things. You go over the Thieves Town. Wow, another sword? Okay.
Oh
Early.
man, our runners are spoiled today.
Yeah. Loaded early game. But yeah, so you head over and do some of these base checks here, the Thieves Town Village of Outcast area, the Mire area, and with bombs you can do Hype Cave. And then it's kind of like, okay, now the checks are a little less dense. Where do I go from here? So we'll see what they do after they finish this like initial path. One thing you often see with inverted early on is the arrow gain for some rupees, but finding that 300 in Thieves Town, it doesn't look like they're going to need it.
Yeah, I mean, that covers a lot of our early game. also gives us the ability to go buy a bunch of bombs. It's very interesting. Like, that flute really changes some of the perspective that a lot of runners have about this mode. You know, I'll be honest, like, starting off this mode, you're thinking, like, usually inverted, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go to Skull Woods to get a bunch of bombs. And now it's like, nah, I'm okay. I'll go do something else. You know, I can buy bombs. I can play... You know, I can flute to Village of Outcasts and hopefully get a bomb or two there. I can, you know, hopefully get 20 rupees and just play Arrow Game.
Yeah, for sure. It gives you a lot more early options instead of just like going straight to, like you said, Skullwoods to farm for bombs. I wonder too, you know, with that Lamp and Moon Pearl, and I think Spleebie might be doing this, but that puts this in logic here.
Yeah, I mean, Old Man's in logic regardless of the pearl.
Oh, you don't need the lamp?
You need the lamp, but you don't need the pearl.
Gotcha, okay. And inside Spectacle Rock is also in logic, right? You can get it in Bunny?
Yeah. So yeah, these checks here were in logic just with the lamp. Pearl will be interesting if we can get maybe a hook shot.
Did you happen to see what was there on Bumper?
I missed that. I was paying more attention to the DDM trip on Spleebie's side.
The slow climb with the old man. Oh my gosh, that early Master Sword is so nice. Oh no, he talks to the... I don't know what that's called. Do you know what that's called?
An annoying pink puff, not named Kirby. The bullied puff. I don't know.
It's so much text. I always hate hitting that guy. Okay, it was a small key on Bumper. Thank you, Sabletooth. Sabletooth is our tracker today, so thank you so much for keeping us in line.
We also have a bow there on Spec Rock, so...
Well, there's that bow I was talking about earlier for Pod. That's a couple more checks.
Well, and that's locked by quite a bit. Specifically, that requires either mitts and hammer or hookshot and hammer.
Wait, the pod right side?
Well, that bow.
Oh, where he's getting the... Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we're looking for a bow, you need one of those two things
you
to get.
You need to get the bow, yeah. I was like, wait, why do you need the hammer for bow locked side of pod?
I mean, unless you know where the other bow is. And that's the thing, like, that could really disincentivize a play into Palace of Darkness.
Yeah.
Because knowing that one of your bows is locked behind that much, like, I'd be very tempted to kind of avoid the play.
Right. I mean, or, you know, conversely, you could go there if you know how to sequence break it with, like, mimic clipping and see if there's anything there, and then you have further information of what's locked behind those items.
Oh, of course. It's just also a question of, you know, I need hammer to beat it. I need bow to beat that dungeon.
Right.
Now I'm going to have to spend the extra time. Do I really want to risk that?
Uh-oh. Oh my gosh. Fire Rod in the first chest of Castle Tower there.
Now, I know chat might be thinking, oh, that means Moth. Let's go do Moth. Luckily, you know, this is still inverted keys. And technically, Moth is locked behind all three Skull Smalls. So that is not in logic yet. There's a possibility, and yeah, Spleebie delaying a little too long there, unfortunately, does get picked off by a second fireball. Although there's our second, or our first Castle Tower small key now.
Yeah, so that
out
puts
of
that
Skull
second
Woods.
chest in logic as well.
And that's definitely going to incentivize Ralen to head up the mountain a little sooner. Although he wasn't getting any bombs. I was going to say, are you going to buy bombs? No.
That might
I
have just
figured
been
he
a
would have.
misflute.
Yeah, it looks like a missed flute. And yes, Bridge Chest is in logic. Moth is not, although it's possible our runners having that early Master Sword might say, I got this, let me go kill the Moth.
So 4 hearts, green mail, master sword, that's a thing you do?
Some runners could.
Oh gosh.
I'm not saying it's like top of my list, but you know, you think about it.
Yeah, for me, I'd be like, okay, I'm happy it's not actually in logic yet. I'm gonna stay away, do other things first. Hopefully, find at least like some more hearts or blue mail or something. Even half magic would do wonders there.
Yeah. Like, and as MM2 in chat is saying, like, if I go for the back, I'm gonna at least consider a fight.
Hmm.
I don't want to have to go back at a later time. And if I'm already there, I might take a shot at it just to see what I can do.
Yeah. Good game knowledge here by Spleebie going into that room to get the full magic before heading over to the left.
Yeah, we'll see if that means he's a little more incentivized for this play. Meanwhile, Ralen is giving us a little bit of a check into pod. Does spend that key on the front door. Gonna wait, you know, we'll see if we get anything actually of value here. Gonna have to wait just a second. Okay, Spleebie into the back of Skull Woods, though.
This is the third check here in pod you can do. Just a heart piece.
Yeah, I didn't really see anything of that much value to start us off today.
No, just bombs, red rupee, and a piece of heart.
And Spleebie's
Here's-
walking back out.
Now, Raylan didn't grab the... Okay, there it is.
And we're going to get the Moth play.
Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. It's too early, Spleebie. What are you doing? It's so early. I don't need heart attacks this early in the morning. Oh, was that a full magic refill down there? Even. Wow. This is brave. This is brave. I don't care how good you are. This is difficult.
I was going to say, Spleebie does not pick up the small heart at the top
Yeah.
left.
Or the magic.
I can understand. This is, you know, you don't want beams.
Okay, yeah.
So
Oh my
this is going to
gosh.
be, there's going to be a mix of strategy on how you approach a Moth at this low percent. Part of this fight can just be about, you know, trying to be the right kind of aggressive. Because really what you're looking to do is you want to make sure he doesn't get to fire off too much. But at the same time, you know, you gotta watch the spikes a lot on this fight. But
Oh
gets
my
it
gosh,
done.
he does it. Very well done, Spleebie.
For a bottle, nice.
Hey, a bottle with red potion and a pendant that we did know that.
Yeah. One of the few maps we already had was to Skullwood, so we knew we weren't getting any crystal off of this, but getting that early bottle is probably a good find. And I mean, we are heading towards the possibility of an Agaseed right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. We have those. We have one castle tower key and, you know, the lamp. And Raylan already checked most of Skull Woods. He just didn't have the fire rod to go to the back. So um, there's not a whole lot left, right? Like,
Yeah, at this point, the big outlier check is Super Bunny Cave.
mhm. Well, and then the fire rod in Castle Tower, that puts Ice Palace as like an enterable location.
Yeah, we do
But
have 2 checks in ice.
yeah, it's
We've got
not
the
much, but
Pengator. Oh no, 3. Sorry, we've got Pengator, Freezor, and Ice Tea.
yeah, I don't know that I'd be wanting to go do that at this point, but
And
it
that's
is
the
an
thing,
option.
you hate to see an early flippers in this mode because of that.
Yeah.
We also have Pyramid Ledge, now that I think about it. Desert Palace, small key though. We also already have the Desert Big. Gonna be interesting
Big.
to see when we get that book now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only way you can enter desert in this mode is with the book, right? Like no mirror shenanigans.
So Ralen's gonna make the play over to the Pyramid Ledge. This is the only way for us to get there right now. We could have swum from 4, but this is realistically our quickest way. And Spleebie's gonna check this second item here first.
Yeah, I mean, you find a fire rod there, you're like, okay, Castle Tower, it's got to be loaded, right? Both items OP.
Well, that's the thing. Ralen having the small key decided to skip for now still, so not having that fire rod. I mean, it's a lot easier to get up here, but gonna wait.
Oh, wow. Hook shot in the second chest of Castle Tower.
And
Castle Tower is the play.
we've got a second pod key over on the Pyramid Ledge.
Okay, so being much more expert at this mode, what does that hook shot do for us there, Radical Sniper?
So it does not give us Hookshot Cave, unfortunately. We're still missing a glove to get in there right now. But it does give us East Light Death Mountain.
It's a pretty dense location.
Yeah, and the fun one here is actually the possibility of getting access to Hookshot Cave. We're not far off in a couple ways. So typically, our runners would be thinking, hey, I need that glove. You know, where's my glove to give me Hookshot Cave? I'm looking at the other way here, and that is, hey, if you can get me a mirror, I can get in Hookshot Cave now.
Yeah, through the light world mirroring, right?
Yeah, so if you get that mirror now, Floating Island is a backdoor entry. So you would mirror on Floating Island into Hookshot Cave. It's usually not something we discuss in Inverted, but that early flute gives us that ability.
Yeah, it's funny. I played 2 practice seeds of this mode, and both times I got an early mirror and a hook shot, and had to go to Hookshot Cave like that. So I figured I learned it pretty quick that you can get there that way.
Now, Ralen's going up the mountain, gonna do East Death Mountain, following really closely behind Spleebie here.
Yeah, I think the main differences so far is Spleebie hasn't done anything in Pod and Pyramid Ledge. And obviously, Raylan has not done Spillwoods, the boss. All right, Paradox Cave. Super dense location. Hopefully we get some goodies here. So far, just 2 heart pieces.
I mean, I'm not complaining that early about some heart pieces inverted.
Oh, no.
But can we do better?
There we go. There's our 4th.
We got a GT key, a Turtle Rock key. Those are good for later, but not yet. More hearts and bombs. Nothing.
Wow.
I am shocked that we really didn't get anything on this.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that Turtle Rock Small probably going to be required. GT Small is nice to have, but yeah, nothing like for early progression at all. But they are just a hammer away from that bow, right?
Yeah. Well, we've got a big key here on our floating island, and it is to Eastern Palace.
Ooh.
Oh man, that is brutal.
I mean, go ahead.
Like that's both of our bow locked dungeons we have big keys to. And my first thought is, can I just have a hammer to get that bow? Like,
right.
I feel so bad knowing like I wouldn't want to dive those dungeons until I can get that bow.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, I don't know. It feels like a good thing to me. Like, one thing in Key Sanity is like, I hate having to double dip a dungeon because of the big key situation. And having the big key to both Pod and Eastern, I feel like a hammer is coming. Like, it's coming soon. And you're going to get that bow and you're going to be able to do them both, you know?
Yeah,
But,
it's just unfortunate that we can't even go get it, and we're gonna have to make
yeah.
another mountain climb. Like,
Yeah.
inverted mountain is one of the most annoying things about this. Like,
Yeah.
no lie, it is terrible.
Yeah. Especially without boots, you know, to speed it up a bit. Like, it's just such a long trek all the way over there.
Yeah, it's like not only do you have the long walk, like you have to climb the mountain up to that portal, go down the mountain, go over the mountain, go up the mountain, and then over to Spectacle Rock. And like that's not even talking about how rough something like the TR entrances can be, and doing all of the other entrances and all the other stuff.
Yeah,
We do
arrows
get
on our stump rights.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing.
Ooh, this blue potion. Do you think this is a Ice Palace dive? I feel more comfortable with that hook shot in hand.
Yeah, this is going to be Ice Palace for sure. I'm curious if Ralen's thinking about, you know, am I going to get hammer and glove here? Like, I'm not incentivized to do IPBJ.
Right.
Like, I would disagree with it because I feel like we're too far off. But maybe Ralen's thinking, hey, it's possible I get both of them here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if he's like necessarily thinking I'm gonna get both and full clear this dungeon. I like, you know, like you said, there's 3 chests here in Logic, right? So
4 now.
4.
That hook shot does give us the spiked U room.
All right, we are seeing Spleebie do the potion glitch over here to check that bow lock side of Pod. So
Yeah,
this could
burning
give us
that
some
red.
info.
We got a red potion from the moth. Let's use it
Hey.
and see if it helps.
There's our logical access to it, right? That's how it works.
I mean, that or the mimic clip. We've seen plenty of mimic clips.
Very true.
But just the heart container and a compass to Eastern here.
Yeah, unfortunately no payout on this side, but we will see a little bit more from Spleebie's side, doesn't he? Oh wait, no, he didn't get a second pot small.
Yeah, he just hasn't opened the front door yet, unfortunately.
Oh,
and for
gosh.
Spleebie, like, you have to go open this door. The game gives you one key. You got full access here logically for these 2 checks.
Now, where was that other pot small that Ralen found? Was that on Pyramid Ledge?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, to chat. Potion glitch is actually a lot simpler than it looks. It's really cool. but it is definitely a very simple glitch, I would say. Really what you're going to do is I would recommend you blow up the wall into that room. Either be missing some health or some magic, go into the hallway, and then just start walking left and use your potion. After that, don't walk past the hole, and then just walk into that hole. Once you do that, you're in. And like, there you go. Camera is unlocked.
Yeah.
Just get your mimics off screen. Like, it's very straightforward.
Yeah, when I first started playing this game, that was one of the first glitches. I was like, I'll never be able to do that. And then somebody taught me how, and it's like, wow, that's so easy. So it's one of the easiest to learn for sure.
Yeah, and to chat right now, like, we don't have a lot of options, and even that pod small on the pyramid doesn't help us logically.
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't open anything in pod. Like, you can do pod, but it doesn't actually, it's not logical access to more checks.
now, Ralen does have a second castle tower key, right? Like, you could just
we do?
I thought they found two. No, wait, maybe it was just the one. Oh, now I'm not remembering. Oh my gosh. Wow.
That gives us two major options of checks. You got Catfish for 1, and then you got Hookshot Cave for 4. I think Ralen's gonna hit the Catfish first, find out, can I get something?
Yeah, Catfish isn't such a terrible location in inverted keys with this flute. You just flute over to that 2 area, and you're right there. So
yeah, this is a lot easier than typical inverted. And yeah, when I say that pod small is irrelevant logically right now, it's only our second pod small. We already had 1. So that second one doesn't open anything logically for us. You need at least 4 to make any other checks logically available right now. The major barriers for pod key logic are 1 key, 4 keys, and 6 keys.
Catfish.
Single arrow. Great find.
Wow. But it's a safety check. You get it out of the way before you head up to Hookshot Cave, in case Hookshot Cave is what didn't pay out, right? So
yeah. That's the thing. Like, if I get a hammer here, like, I can do a little bit more. If I get mitts, I can do a little bit more, maybe. I'm wanting to see if maybe I can find something.
Is this is the IPBJ, or yeah, the switch is blue. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, Spleebie considered it, or maybe you get into that muscle memory of like, this is how I do Ice Palace.
All right, Hookshot Cave. Probably the most dense thing we have right now.
It's the only thing we have.
And the only thing.
It's the only thing we have. We have a little bit more knowledge than our runners right now.
Oh, this looks like my Hookshot Cave.
I have seen the clip, Smirk. So
right,
first up,
rupee?
yep, $20. We're gonna get something.
Ether.
That opens up Meyer.
Oh gosh. Oh no. Man. I mean, look.
Looks, we're going
and the key. Okay, yeah. This is go to Meyer. Go to Meyer. I mean, like, you're gonna like. I don't mind early move. It's it's not too terrible to go through the front. Oh, TR entrance is also Ether. Well, in inverted, there's a bunch of TR entrances, but.
And the interesting thing here is, how much are we actually going to do of Meyer? You might be thinking, oh, everything's available, and it is, but technically, left side of Meyer's not logically open right now with only 1 key. I think we still full clear the checks. I think it's hard to refuse.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's...
But progression is almost certainly right side.
Yes. progression is going to be probably one of our other checks. The hard part here, of course, also is Ralen without any invincibility and really quite low on health is going to have to be careful in trying to get that spike chest. I'm surprised we didn't hook the heart.
Excuse me.
Yeah, what I see from our race room from Spleebie is that this is Legend of Zelda remade. So this appears to be a compilation of quite a few Legend of Zelda tracks from different games. Like, I know this track is being Zelda, or the Game Boy Zelda. Yeah, that one. My brain is a little slow this morning. Link's Awakening.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the first chest on the fire chest in Meyer was just a piece of heart, and we're on our way to cutscene here.
Yeah, so these are 3 key locked chests. Oh man, that was really close for Spleebie.
Yeah.
That Lionel did not leave him alone.
Matte ice. Yeah, Ralen did buy I think he bought a blue potion, didn't he? Or was that? Yeah, before heading to ice, I think he bought a blue potion.
Yes, he did. So here comes our logical checks now.
Hey, some cash. Yeah, Tracy M pointing out in chat, ice technically locked by 3 Meyer Smalls, because the map there for Ice Palace was on the left side of Meyer, which, as Radical Sniper has explained, is locked behind 3 Meyer Smalls. So
yeah, what was that? Just our map or our compass?
It was the map.
I don't know how much credence I ever give to that portion. I don't think about it myself. I know, like, I've heard that rumor always. Like, if you get this, something's in logic or not. It's not something I give as much thought to.
Okay.
At least that's not, like, I look at keys. There's our hammer.
Baby.
There's our light world access.
There it is. And our bow access. So, do you get that bow?
Never
oh
mind.
My gosh!
Yeah, I'm waiting. I've got a bow.
Yep. Well, never mind my question. Well, that's pretty handy. You know, you don't have to make that long trek up the mountain again to grab that other bow. You have that handy one right there.
And here comes the decision, and Ralen's really thinking about it. You know, where do I want to go first? And we're gonna get a dungeon.
I mean, I think this makes perfect sense. Eastern, full clearable, you have everything for it. So I think they even have the map or compass for it. I can't remember where that was, but
yeah, we've had the map for Eastern, I think, for a bit.
Yeah.
Like I said, like, I don't pay attention to the maps and compasses too much and their meaning. Like, I might check just to be like, know what my crystal is. But my goal is I'm checking.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's interesting because, like, you know, one of the things in Inverted, when you first get Light World access, you know, the main play I see is, you know, you rush Kakariko. It's such a loaded location, so dense. But I mean, this is completely in logic and full clearable, and it's a crystal. So, you know.
Yeah, and if we can get a mirror here, like, it just, you know, there's your opportunity to also hit pod.
Oh, yeah.
The hard part is, of course, will Ralen be tempted to go do Helma or the denser checks in the back of pod.
I mean, yeah, that it's potentially another crystal. You have the big key, but like I don't know. I think after Eastern, I would want to go to CAC or South Shore or
And like I said,
something
this is
dense.
only if I get mirror.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
Like,
with mirror, ooh.
Yeah, if you get the mirror here, are you gonna make a play to check or do more of pod, and what more of pod?
Right,
Like we
right.
said, it's not logically available checks in pod, but it's hard to not want to do it.
Okay, so Spleebie doesn't have.
Spleebie has used the red potion earlier to get that
Yeah.
camera unlocked, so really in a tough situation here. Takes more hearts than just 2 to get this chest.
I think I've seen that you can do it in 3, but it's incredibly difficult. Okay,
There's another one of those skull smalls.
And being already in this dungeon for Spleebie, like how much do you farm for this extra heart or 2, you know? We know the stun prize isn't going to give it to us.
Well,
Is this fish bones?
No.
Oh, okay.
This pot up here,
Right.
middle on the right side, is a heart.
And also, I think the whiz ropes are in the good pack too.
Yeah,
so.
It looks like it.
I was so excited. If somebody did Fishbone Room, I would just be so happy. And he does it. All right. Great job, Spleebie.
Yeah, just enough to get it. That third heart is the difference. You can't survive it, but you can get the item, and that's what you care, especially knowing it's a bow.
Yeah, I'm sure he's happy to have spent a little time farming that extra heart to get that.
Yeah, that saves just so much time later. You know, we can wait on silvers until we do Hera now.
I think that was Crystal for Ice Palace, right? Oh, we knew that.
Yeah.
Spleebie taking a little bit different path here.
Well, and I'm looking at the resources and I'm saying, okay, I've got 500 rupees, I've got flippers, maybe I want to do Dam to Mini Moldorm to Ice Rod to Zora checks. That's not what Spleebie's doing.
I mean, he might still go flippers from. Let's see.
Yeah, it's hard. Like, you want to build a good line here through Light World. It's just a question of how you want to build it.
All right, and here's Armos Knights for Ralen. Meanwhile, Spleebie is checking into Saha's first.
We're going to get that green pendant of Hera. Ooh, I don't know. Are we actually going to get silvers now? Like,
I know.
If I don't have to make another play up the mountain, I might avoid it.
And that's the big key to Turtle Rock on Armos Knights there. So that's probably required.
Like, I think we're going to be up the mountain at some point to go do that. To do Turtle Rock, so I think we're going to get them, but... Like, mountain climbs are annoying in this mode, and I might be a little tempted to say, yeah, I don't need them.
I think it's one of those things too, like, if when that time comes, if they're still, like, on Master Sword...
If I'm on Master Sword, yes.
Yeah.
No questions asked. But, like, if my route doesn't take... I'm not going out of my way to get those silvers right now.
Right, right.
Our other bow is on top of Spectacle Rock, so it was locked by that hammer that we found. Okay, Ralen is heading up to Hyrule Castle here. We're going to get the uncle probably into at least some of Hyrule Castle. We'll see how far you want to play the Death Warps at this point.
More cash.
Yeah, very nice money reserve now.
Hey, that book you were talking about earlier, there it is.
Well, there is the Desert Clear available. So if you want to go to do dungeons, you know, we can do dungeons. The only thing you're leaving behind in desert is that torch item. Yeah, for inverted keys, inverted in general, there are a few changes made to the map that make items available in other ways. So, like, Cave 45 has been lowered to the ground, Graveyard Ledge got stairs, Checkerboard Cave got lowered to the ground, the back of Spec Rock is now open, there's a bridge to Floating Island. There's all these little changes to make these items available.
Yeah, Highlight Island also has a little bridge now too.
Yep. Yeah, it's
most
mostly
of
the
them.
mirror checks.
Yeah.
What that also does is we actually have logical access to Mimic Cave now.
Oh. Oh, wow, yeah.
Death Mountain's its own insanity, I guess we'll call it, because it's complicated, and you know, if we get a mirror soon, you're gonna see really how insane Death Mountain can get when it comes to that and Turtle Rock.
Yeah, so Mirror doesn't really do a whole lot for overworld stuff. Besides, you know, maybe some efficiency. Like, I think it only opens like 1 or 2 things, but for Turtle Rock, it opens a lot.
Yeah, and really it becomes partly a question of, you know, when do we find these other pieces? You know, Tracy over in chat is saying, hey, we've seen Mirror in Turtle Rock. And yeah, that's almost a best case scenario, because then it's like, I don't have to worry about these weird mountain climb shenanigans. I can kind of just play it how I want. Or like play it like normal. But we'll see what happens. We still do not have a mirror yet. Meanwhile, Spleebie taking down Armos, very nicely done. Ralen into the back of Escape for that Dark Cross check. We'll see if we get a save and quit or another Death Warp after this. Unfortunately, there's nothing real convenient in terms of walking distance from Hyrule Castle now. I think we might get the save and quit. Although, that damage to that rope... Okay, I was about to say, are we going to actually Death Warp? No.
Swamp was a crystal. Hey, they're back together.
Yeah, we'll see how they route this now. Looks like Spleebie might be... Yep, we're going to get the South Shore play. So the big question now is when Spleebie makes that play to the Uncle, we do need to go there. Or we think we need to go there. I mean, the game is kind of shouting, go to desert at this point. Although there's our red cane.
Okay, Samaria just sitting there in the dam. I'm not... Raylan using bombs here for Mini Moldorm Cave. Sometimes that's just nicer than hookshotting, but they can get pretty dodgy.
Yeah, we get another Turtle Rock Small,
gosh.
our map to Turtle Rock.
Gosh.
A small key to...
Oh no! What? Plus the cane there. I mean, what is this game trying to say?
You can do a lot of Turtle Rock now.
To enter it though, you still need the mitts, right? Like,
Nope.
You don't need the mitts?
No.
Without the mirror?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The back of the turtle on Turtle Rock is actually a ledge to jump down. don't ask. It's another paradox being created on Death Mountain. It's the new paradox ledge, I guess.
Oh gosh.
So you jump up onto the turtle,
Okay.
and you can actually still open up Turtle Rock right now. So we have access.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, I mean that's 3 TR smalls, the TR big. Um, I mean, I guess you can probably still want the ice ride if you're gonna do that.
Yeah, I mean, part of it becomes, are you just hoping to maybe get the mirror? Like, if you get anything on the way to these, oh, here's one of those other changes. We got stairs up to the Bombos tablet. And we are getting Ice Rod Cave from Spleebie. So this is one of the checks that Ralen is kind of leaving behind. It's a small key to Hera. Very
Oh,
interesting.
interesting.
And Ralen actually is going to do Agina before Desert. I'm guessing this is a hope for Boots kind of play.
Yeah, I mean that's what if I can't complete desert for sure, I try to do everything on the way to it before going in. But all right, seen some flippers checks here from Spleebie, so
Yeah, with the money, I like this route. This could easily lead you into North Light World checks, hit Back of Escape, in a Sanctuary, and then eventually get to CAC. We haven't seen any CAC play. I understand why, from Ralen's perspective, like, the dungeons call to Ralen.
yeah.
Like, both of them doing Eastern Palace to start perfectly, like, you're like, yeah, go do that.
All right, we get to see what's here in desert.
Yeah, we're still going with these flipper checks over on Spleebie's side. Heart container on the Lake Hylia Island. Not going to go after it. We're to the point now. We've got, looks like blue mail. We've got some health finally. Like, we don't need it.
Yeah, that blue mail makes a big difference when it comes to heart searching.
So the Zora waterfall just giving us bees. At this point, we don't really care. And a compass on the Zora ledge. And Raylan walking right by that Igor room door, realizing, wait, no, I want to go in this. This is the one thing that's always funny about keys, is, it's a little bit different of a route as we get our third sword. And that sword does require the book. This is our only way into Desert Palace and Inverted. Oh no.
Big key on the Desert Torch. I mean, it could be a useless key or it could be required. So
Yeah, we've still got quite a few useless big keys out in the world. A map to this dungeon, and we find out that we have a crystal desert.
All right. So yeah, you're definitely clearing this here. And it looks like Spleebie's heading over to probably Kakariko here.
Yeah, we're still missing Skull Big, Swamp Big, and Ice Big, 3 that we don't necessarily need to beat dungeons. But we're also missing Meyer Big, GT Big, Thieves Big.
Yeah.
So we're kind of split between some interesting possibilities for that. If you're Railing, you're like, please give me the boots, please give me the boots, please give me the boots, Lanmo.
It's too bad that Spleebie does not have the book here to check pad the way over to this Lost Woods checks, but oh my gosh.
Hey, the boots!
Well, that's good for Spleebie.
Yeah, this is really going to tighten things up and really raise the questions of the play, so... So that does mean Spleebie's going to be able to full clear desert first trip. It depends on when we get that book.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, like anything he does that Ralen's already done without the boots, you know, he'll save some time.
Yeah, like Hyrule Castle is definitely one of those things that benefits a ton from boots.
Yeah, for sure. And Mirror.
Yeah.
All right, that is second crystal for Ralen Tankir with that Desert Palace. Hopefully he'll head over to the Kakariko area and get those boots soon and keep this race really tight.
Now, you know, a lot of people might be like, oh, what about mitts in this mode? You know, usually we talk about the mitts requirement. Inverted is one of those odd modes that we really don't need Titan's mitts. There is one check in the game locked directly by Titan's mitts, and that is King's Tooth.
Wait, really? That's it?
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
if the mirror becomes an issue, like mirror could be on like the smith, and then we would need the mitts to get the smith chain done. But there are back doors with mirror to almost every other check.
Wow. Is this gonna be the Ice Palace full clear here?
Yeah.
Besides,
and there's our
besides
last.
Big Chest?
I think that was our last Turtle Rock key as well.
Yeah.
How much are you waiting for TR play at this point for an ice ride? Like, if
Yeah,
I get the ice ride in CAC, I think I'm rushing it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I mean, I would at least do Kakariko. Like, it's just so many items there, and like doing TR before that without the ice rod, just I would feel really bad if the ice rod's just sitting in CAC. You know. Kind of like, how they did the catfish before going to Hookshot Cave, but like flip it around. If catfish was 4 and then Hookshot was 1, like you'd feel bad for not doing catfish first.
So Ralen and Ice Palace did hit the switch. Without the big key, we're just going to play this. We want to beat the boss, but we're going to just kind of... Hopefully nothing's in the big chest.
All right, we are seeing some density checks here. Kakariko, we have a small key to Ganon's tower, map to Hera, fairy in a bottle, and a compass to Skull.
Nothing really good out of that first set. So, but just one more check now. We got to go beat a Puff. Or 3.
Here's the well.
Nice Thieves Town small key find. Definitely like having that before I go into Thieves.
Oh, no. Okay, he did it. To answer Nobley's question, the book was an uncle.
Yeah, so Ralen went for that check set there. Ralen went there. Spleebie hasn't done the front of the castle yet, but Spleebie does have those boots and is going to be able to just kind of chip away at the checks. Plus, we do know that there was a big key on the Desert Torch. So when Spleebie gets that book, going to be able to full clear Desert. And that big key could be any number of ones we actually do need to finish.
Yep. Jossie's comment in chat. You need your bracket points, huh?
Yeah, we did have, of course, the predictions for main tourney, so...
And I think this is the first pair that's going to finish their best of 3.
Yeah, I know we've got some game 2s coming up today and tomorrow to possibly have a winner decided. But yeah, we are still like, we haven't had anybody move on to the round of 32 yet, I believe.
Yeah, so it looks like Raylan's going to be getting his boots here soon, going into the Lost Woods areas. He does have the book. He could check pet if he wanted to.
And it looks like he's going to give it a read.
I mean, yeah, you're going to the mushroom spot anyway. Like, it's not too far out of the way. I don't get the feeling that this is a pet seed, but you never know, and it can't hurt to check. So,
well, unfortunately, yeah, that's the bug net. We are not getting the bug net today. That is just so sad.
Oh man, that's no go mode, right?
Yeah, no go mode. I'm sorry. I have upgraded the seed to ped because, like, I'm sorry, you just want bug net. But boots for Ralen, that's not a great feel for him, and book for Spleebie, so instantly both of them finding the other piece.
And it is, you know, something to point out too. Raylan does already have 3 crystals in hand, so
yeah, it's unfortunate. For Raylan, what we're looking at here is, I don't want to say this is more aggressive, but in some ways it is that the 2 crystals that he has over Spleebie right now are both leaving orphaned checks.
Yeah.
Understandably so. Like, you know that there's a big key in desert, so like that's a rough one. Like, he knows that that's there, and it's a question of when is he tempted to go do that. But we also left behind the Ice Palace big chest, and there's a, you know, if that's the Ice Palace big key, Spleebie's gonna be like, okay, desert, ice, and if there's something in that big chest, it's kind of a problem for Ralen.
Yeah. You know, and another crazy thing to point out here, like, it doesn't feel like it at all, but it's already been almost an hour into the seed. And I feel like they're just starting.
Well, I mean, that's part of, you know, what you get with keys in general, and inverted keys isn't much better either.
Right. I think part of it is just like a mental thing for me, you know, seeing Kakariko so late. I feel like Kakariko's the beginning, is just because I'm just used to normal seeds, and it's like, oh, they just did Kak. They're right at the beginning, right? It's like a restart.
So Spleebie's setting up for the Death Warp. Oh no!
Oh, the fairy!
So as we finish up these checks, you know, each runner kind of retracing the other steps, I'm very curious of where would you go at this point, Smirk?
I mean, like you said, after doing Kakariko, I would be really tempted to go to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's our best play at this moment. Like, we haven't gotten a big key that really sends you anywhere else, and having all 4 smalls and the big to Turtle Rock is kind of just like, hey, you can't beat Trinex, but here's 11 checks. Go do this.
Yeah. I honestly might check Hera too. Like, we found the Hera small, and we have the hook shot. We can secret spray some stuff in there. And you're going to be going up the mountain anyway. Might as well just grab those silvers just for fun. Check our Hera in case, you know, like an ice rod sitting in there, and then go to TR.
Actually, unfortunately, I disagree with you on that one.
Ooh, spicy.
As much as I like your idea of the thoroughness there, because you have to go into Light World to get to Hera, Like, it's the reclimb of the mountain that kind of bothers me.
Oh, so you can't just go right back from Hera to Turtle Rock?
I mean, you don't have a mirror, do you?
Yeah, this is my inverted lack of knowledge here. See, I was thinking I would go up there, go to Hera, and just go right back to Tiara, and then I would be bitten because I would be like, wait, how do I get back in here? So, but you know me, never punish, right? So obviously the mirror would just be in
Yeah.
Tower of Hera.
Mirror
So.
Ice Rod would be there.
Yeah,
You're not
yeah.
wrong. Like, it'll work out perfectly for you.
Right.
So Spleebie is going to. Are we talking to Big Bomb Vendor? We are.
Okay, getting the 5-6 info. That's good, right? You want to know.
Desert and Pod. You know, the desert isn't a big deal on this. Like, I look at that and I go, okay, I'm not really too worried because I've got the keys. The pod one tells me we might not need Big Bomb at this pace. We're still short a few keys for that clear.
Yeah, I mean, Pod is full clearable with 4 keys, and Spleebie does have 4, but logically, not.
It's not even full clearable for Spleebie or Ralen. Because we
Right,
already spent a
because
key
they
in the
already
front
used.
door.
Yep, that's right. All right, we are going into Desert on Spleebie's side here. We're going to see what that big key on the Desert Torch is finally. So we'll see.
Yeah. If this is Meyer or Thieves, this could be, or GT, this is huge.
Yeah, it's definitely required. It might take a Ralen a little time to get back to. I mean, he does know that it's a big key, so if he's looking for big keys, I imagine he'll go there to get it.
Yeah, it just depends on when you find out that it's a big key, like, that you need. You know, how much, like, if I'm here, I'm, you know, as we said, we're thinking Turtle Rock at this point.
Well, and, you know, with his route right now, going into that direction, he might stop by and grab it anyway.
Yeah, it's interesting the route he's taking. Like, this looks like he's playing for that big key.
I mean, I like it. I mean, you know, better safe than sorry. Better not just leave it behind. It does take some time, but you have the boots now too. So something your opponent could have had before coming a desert, which means your opponent would already have this big key. So I like it.
Yeah, so I'm a little surprised, but at the same time, good play. It's gonna, you know, realistically, Spleebie and Ralen actually has a bit of an advantage at this point, I think.
Yeah, it looks like.
And our big key is too.
Hera. Oh man.
You know, you and I were
now
talking
what
about
you
the
thinking
mountain.
about that Hera?
Yeah, I know. This becomes even more interesting. Like, do you want to be full clear Green Pendant Hera before Turtle Rock?
I don't know, Radical Sniper. Do you want your Ice Rod or Mirror?
Oh.
But it does look like that's where Ralen is go. Oh, never mind. Just kidding.
It's the return to pod. 4 keys. We're gonna leave 1 check behind in pod. We'll see which one.
Yeah, Ralen's sticking to those dungeon clears here.
Yeah, at this point, it's a good play. You know, you've got the dungeon available. Name of the game is to get crystals, so. And most of the overworld's checked. Like, let's not forget, like, we've done most of the overworld. Ralen avoiding Ice Rod Cave and Zora area, but that's really it.
Yeah.
And yes, chat, A, B, C, D. Always be clearing dungeons.
Oh, is that what it's saying? I always thought it was all about crystal dungeons.
I mean, I could also say crystal dungeons, you know, probably are more important, but dungeons, especially in a key sanity mode.
Yeah, you get more items, more density in the dungeons.
But there we go. That's going to be crystal number 2 for Spleebie. Ralen doing that bow lock side of pod that we saw earlier.
And without the mirror here, you go to the back first, or I mean, like to the boss first, and then beat it, get teleported to the front, and clear more if you want, right?
Yeah, the only like unfortunate side of this is we're not gonna have full health.
I mean, blue mail, 5 hearts, and tempered sword. I'd feel pretty comfortable with this fight.
Oh, and I'm not even saying that's the issue. It's just the crystal switch here in the first basement room.
The sword beams, yeah.
Yep. Sword beams make this a lot nicer. Luckily, we don't have a lot of stuff to quick swap between hammer and fire rod, so not a big deal.
Yeah.
So I will say Spleebie getting a little bit kinder on the out of desert checks. Able to do Agina first. Or Agina last.
After desert, yeah.
Yeah, whereas Ralen, had to go do Agina hoping for boots. I will say the internal desert routing was a little kinder to Ralen. When you have small key and big key and keys going through the front door, go right side first.
Mm-hmm.
But still, efficient routes for both of them, able to get through everything.
And it looks like Ralen or Spleebie just got that ether information there for Turtle Rock. Looks like he's deciding what to do here.
Yeah, caught in a tough decision, and this is one of the. I think this is a decision moment.
Yeah, it is. We're here as commentators.
I was thinking, are we getting a quick bio break kind of deal here? Spleebie's wait, I gotta go do something.
Yeah.
And there's our other castle tower small key off of Helma. But no, Spleebie is gonna make the TR opening. Is he going all the way in? Yes, we are going into Turtle Rock.
So, I was going to say, as commentators, we get to sit here and think about it. We see, either runner go through it. Spleebie just got that information of the ether medallion there. So, he has to make that decision in that, small amount of time. Whereas we've been sitting here ooh, would we do this? Would we do that? Knowing already.
Well, and the hard question here is, you might be saying, well, why did Spleebie not know the medallion? Well, it's inverted, and inverted Turtle Rock is one of those dungeons you don't consider the medallion requirement as necessary.
Right.
You're aware that it could matter, but generally you're I don't need it. I'm not gonna worry about that. Yeah. I will mirror to all my Turtle Rock checks. Game's no, you're going in the front door to do this.
And meanwhile, Ralen finds the shovel there in pod. So fetch quest.
And so far, nothing in Turtle Rock.
Yeah.
So we do get the 6 key check there in Harmless Hellway.
This is going to be a hammer yump.
So yeah, we're just going to be orphaning the 1 check of our vanilla big key chest.
Oh, I like that Canis Mario strategy there from Spleebie.
Yeah, nice block kick.
Oh, required Mario key in the big chest of pod. Well, probably required. We don't know yet.
No, I mean at this point I'm playing for Meyer probably.
Yeah.
Crystal.
Well, go ahead.
It's just very interesting though. I was gonna say that the pod clear or the pod for Pyramid Fairy might not matter, but we're finding stuff behind 6 pod smalls.
We are.
That shovel only locked behind 4, but that powder and Mire Big behind 6, as well as Pyramid Fairy. We still don't have access to Pyramid Fairy. We do need the mirror for that logically.
And we don't know what the 3rd pendant is yet, but Ralen's style here has just been going to these dungeons. And if this is a crystal, this is going to put number 5 in his pocket.
By the way, Smirk, did you see what Spleebie found on Lava Chest?
Oh gosh, I did not. Was it the ice rod?
No, it was a pod small.
Oh dear. Oh man.
So 4 TR smalls locks are one of our pod smalls. So
Wow.
This is an interesting little study of items.
Yeah, so the seed definitely wants you to go to TR first.
Well, no, we're gonna find Ice Rod here in Mire at this rate now. You know,
Right.
the
Oh,
seed's
just
gonna
make
be
it.
really mean.
Oh, that's evil. Yeah, logically. And a small key to Meyer here in TR as well.
Now, of course, those keys don't really matter at this point. We've done our left side firelock chests, so while it does put those checks in logic, eventually it doesn't matter to our runners.
Well, I mean, you remember it was the map to Ice Palace that was there, so it was required for Ice Palace.
We also see that Mire is a crystal today, so this is a good play for Ralen. Going to be able to take down another crystal dungeon.
I mean, he's trucking right along through these crystals. We need Mirror for Swamp Palace, and oh wait, did we find out Thieves Town was a pendant at some point? Oh, this was the info we needed. Meyer versus Thieves Town. Okay.
Yeah, this does put our end our discussion on what we need necessarily in some regards.
Wow. And they both have the small key to Swamp Palace, so it's a mirror and an ice rod for go mode, right?
GT Big.
Oh, GT Big! You can't forget GT Big.
Yeah, you know, this has been the one real tough thing. You talk to a lot of our runners, and no ice rod in TR. One of the interesting discussion points we've seen from some of our runners is remembering which mode has what key settings.
Yeah, because regular key sanities for tournament has GT in, or the GT big key in GT, but inverted key sanity, the GT big key is out in the world somewhere.
Yeah, so this is, you know, this has definitely been one of the hard things. This tourney is really a question of, hey, can you adapt? And this is the one of those hard moments you have to adapt to is key logic and which one you're playing or where your stuff is.
Ralen's got to be a little bit careful here. He's on 3 hearts, which I think is 1 hit away from, and I don't remember if he used this fairy or not. So
the lightning won't. I think the lightning he'd be safe, but yeah, an eyeball touching him would have killed him.
But he takes it down, and that is crystal number 5 and a map 2 pod.
Yeah, now, answer the question in chat. The GT big key can be in GT. It's just not it's not a requirement for this mode.
So if you're done with your 7 crystals here, do you go to GT looking for it?
Depends on what I've done, but most likely.
Okay, Spleebie jumping off the balcony there. I have noticed that little balcony is so weird. Like the visual does not match. Yeah,
it's a tight fit. It's, you know, the developers, to their credit, had a lot to try to figure out to make this all work, and did a great job with it. It's just like, you know, it's hard because that was not designed to have an opening.
All right, so Spleebie doing that hair play. He has the small and big key.
Yeah, this could be a massive out. If there's something in Hera Basement, this could really leave Ralen in a tough spot. And there's the Ice Big.
I wouldn't want to see that, though. I mean, he hasn't been to Ice Palace yet, so that's okay for him. But
yeah, at this point, Spleebie's getting outs that are available. Like, this is kind of shocking how many possible spots there are that, like, Ralen's done without the ability to full clear, that Spleebie's like, I waited a little bit and maybe it helps me.
Yeah, exactly. Both of them doing TR before Hera, though, which, you know, makes perfect sense. But like, oh my gosh. We had this discussion, Radical Sniper.
I know we did. I'll still stand by what I said.
Yep, so Smirk gets bailed again. Imaginary one, right? Because
But yeah, that does mean we had to dip Terra at some point.
Yeah, that mirror is 100% required. It is not locked behind. Wait, what is that locked behind, actually? The big key? But not the
Yeah.
small? That's
It's
it,
locked
right?
behind just the big, not the small key.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, like the fact that we found the mirror, like the fact that the mirror is not on Trinex is the big deal here. Like that just means, when I get Ice Rod, if I'm Spleebie, I can just go and beat TR.
Yeah, that's a great point. Like knowing that, that you don't have to reclimb Turtle Rock. You could just jump down and do the back. So that's not too bad to, dip Turtle Rock without the Ice Rod and invert it.
Yeah, I
in,
will
in
say
this
the one
situation.
thing I'm a little surprised by is Spleebie skipping the Hera basement completely here.
Oh right, that was the cage, not the basement, where
Yeah.
he found the big key to ice. Yeah, that's one thing he spent time going all the way to Ice Rod Cave to do. So it's kind of like, you follow that? Is it just a bunny trail, or is that what?
Yeah, but watch now, Spleebie is gonna start catching up. There's just so many little things that Spleebie has the convenient routing now. It took a little bit to get to that point, but like we're gonna see the quickest way to get into pod in this mode. Full clear pod. We get a small key to pod off of Green
That is
Bandit. That's all
number
6.
6. So Hera required logically for those items in pod. But yeah, being able to mirror here in front of Eastern to go do pod is pretty handy.
Yeah, no hedge maze. But realistically, at this point, Spleebie can just, this becomes dungeon mode.
Yeah, I think I would have gone to Swamp after the mirror. I feel like, getting the mirror in Hera, which is a pendant, that's something that maybe your opponent doesn't do. I like to take those plays and hope to, get something out of it. And if the Ice Rod is just sitting there in Swamp Palace, that's go mode. You don't have to. You get to skip everything in the dungeons because you have the big keys and small keys for it.
Well, I get your idea here. I really do. I think I'm with Spleebie doing this, and I would probably go to Ice before Swamp. Because I don't want to have to choose about my left side Swamp.
Right, yeah, no, I totally understand. Like, Swamp is the dungeon, everybody wants to go mode, right? That's like the main dungeon to go mode. I think that's probably why I like the play even more. I love Swamp Palace. It's like my favorite dungeon. So whenever I get full access to it, that's where I'm going, like right away. And especially in this seed where the mirror was kind of weird, then I take it even more. But, this is also why I'm not, a main tournament runner.
Well, and like, I mean, I get your point, Smirk. Like, I wouldn't say that's a deciding factor. Like, part of this is just, there's also an execution thing here. There's other routing pieces at times, and hard to say what can and cannot make that big of a difference.
Very true. Very true.
So, but Spleebie able to go do this dungeon without having to hammer yump. This is a rarity in keys.
It is, absolutely. And, like you said, Spleebie having that mirror a little earlier, like, at this point, it's an Ice Rod hunt for Spleebie, which I believe Sabletooth was, our tracker, was telling us earlier that they've already had an Ice Rod hunt on one of their previous seeds. Oh, I guess he needed that Meyer key, so yeah, there it is.
Well, and it's still just it's coming down to Ice Rod and GT Big.
And GT Big, oh my gosh, I keep forgetting about it. They're probably both in Swamp. I mean, come on. I'm just hoping nothing is in that. Like, for Ralen's side, I'm hoping nothing is in the big key to Ice Palace. For Spleebie's case, I'm hoping it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you're Spleebie, like you don't know it, but you're hoping that either the GT or sorry, the Ice Palace Big Chest or the Pod Big Key Chest has an answer.
He did check the Pod Big Key chest, didn't he? Or
did he? Oh, I might have missed it.
I don't.
No,
I don't
did.
actually
he had
know.
to have. You're right.
Yeah, just one key remaining.
Yeah, my bad.
Okay.
So like, Ice Palace Big Chest has something. That's a bad case for Ralen. I don't know when you get back there. I don't think there's something that really sends him to that check.
I think it's one of those situations like the Desert Palace torch. You know, like when you're playing in like maybe like a group game where there's lots and lots of people, I don't think you necessarily go back and make that play. But in a 1v1, you know, it's dangerous. You're like, okay, I could have.
I'd say the reverse, actually.
Really? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I'd say this is, for Ralen, that check is dead.
Just completely dead. Like you lose, right? I mean, but this is their game 3.
You made the gamble at this point. Like, Ralen said, I don't care about Ice Palace Big Chest, and I will beat Ice. So, like, I don't think you go do it.
Oh, man. I don't remember where the Ice Palace Big Key was exactly. But if it's something that was like after you reasonably do ice, then
right here.
Oh, this was it?
Yeah.
Okay. So
like Ralen's gonna get the mirror neck. Like he's gonna get that mirror and be like, okay, swamp. Like he's gonna do what he's done this whole season.
No, yeah, you're right. You're right. This is for on Ralen's side, like, you know, going back to Ice Palace at this point when you're only an Ice Rod from Go mode, yeah, you don't go back there for sure. I mean, I guess if you're more items, if you were looking for more items, maybe, but
no, like I'm not always a big fan of the idea of checks per minute. Like sometimes you make a play and it's a little slower, but no, from a checks per minute perspective, Ice Palace Big Chest is way too slow.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
That's a last location for Ralen, just like the Pod Big Key Chest is. Like those are two checks that he does not want to do.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. I think he's gonna go straight to swamp after this. Maybe. So, he can't even check basement. He didn't get that swamp key.
Yeah. The other one thing to point out: the silvers were accessible without mirror. Top of Spec Rock does not require mirror in this mode. Oh, Spleebie. Look at that hover. Nice little mini hover.
Yeah, I was actually watching Spleebie before the race started. He was hovering the entirety of Turtle Rock. So I was like, wow, he can hover really well.
But yeah, we'll see if Ralen does remember to get those silvers. We saw them.
Oh, looks like it.
Yep, he did remember. Okay.
Okay, so Mimic Cave here?
Yep. Last check for now. Well, and for Ralen, this becomes like, if I'm in Ralen's shoes, as I said, I'm going to Swamp. And after Swamp, I'm doing Big Bomb. Like, there's a very clear route here for Ralen to take to finish out this seed and hope to find his items.
Yeah.
I think it's equally clear for Spleebie. I think he's just a little behind. Nice extra spooky setup there.
That was interesting. That was cool looking. Do you know what happened there? Like, what was that?
It's a backup spooky setup. I'm not really familiar with the details. I don't do it. Like, I'm good at basic spooky. The inside Meyer spooky setup is not one that I'm overly familiar with. Like, there's a lot about like being able to trash the Samaria block into a pit and stuff like that to help set it up. But blink and you miss it. Vitreous is dead.
And, you know, before we get to see all these new items here in Swamp Palace, I did want to take a moment to point out Spleebie and Ralen giving us a great show here. Be sure to give these runners a follow. They are racing for their tournament life here. Third match. Whoever wins moves on into the next round of brackets, which is the top 32. And we'll be playing against the winner of either Error or McMonkey. So give them a follow. Also, Radical Sniper 99, a super amazing gamer, and our tracker Sabletooth.
Yo, Smirk, thank you.
Yeah,
It's been a pleasure this morning.
it has. It's been awesome.
I don't know how we're both awake though.
Dude, I was saying that to Sabletooth earlier. I was like, Jesse went to sleep really late last night.
I was gonna say, and you were any better? We were doing some cross keys last night.
Oh my gosh, don't remind me. That was not... I did not do well on that. You did, however, Mr. 2 Hours.
I was still up hanging with you all.
That's true.
Small. I don't remember specifically where it was. We've had it for quite a while, though.
Yeah, it was really early, really early. But yeah, I would say, I guess Spleebie is about an Ice Palace behind, right? Like, after Ice, he'll probably go straight to Swamp as well.
Yeah, that's really the only difference here at this point.
And soon we'll see what's in that big chest.
Yeah, this could be the deciding factor. And that's the thing, like, Spleebie's real checks at this point that are different is, or the only other major different check is the fact that Ralen hasn't done the flipper checks either. And that's not going to burn him at this rate.
Yeah, and Ralen didn't do the Skullwoods, the back of Skull, the boss in the chest and the bridge.
Oh, yeah. So, like, Spleebie's been a little more thorough, and it just hasn't paid out yet. We're just waiting for that thoroughness to lead to something.
Right. Yeah, he got the boots a little earlier, and, because of his thoroughness. Whereas Ralen has taken a much more aggressive approach to doing those dungeons, just going. And so far, it's really paid out for Ralen.
And, chat had asked us, GT big, can it be in GT? The longer this goes, the more I'm thinking GT big keys in GT.
So do you go back for left side here?
Oh, Skullwoods.
Oh my gosh. Whoa. I mean, that's still suspense. Yeah. Skullwoods big could have something there.
Oh my gosh.
So this is dangerous still. We don't know.
The fetch quest line continues. These are fetch quest big keys.
Oh my gosh. This is nerve-wracking.
Okay, Merc, here's your next question.
Oh no.
You going back in for left side if you're Ralen?
Oh, I would have done left side on the way back. I know that's wrong, but I would have done it. So...
I don't know if there's a right or wrong on this one. Like, you're 2 from go. Is it possible you could have gotten him in the back? Yes. I think a lot of people would tell you go do back first.
Oh my gosh, there's the ice rod. Now the question changes, does he go back?
I don't know if you do.
Oh my gosh. Okay, if I had made this back first play, I would definitely go back. I mean, you don't want to come back here ever. You've already made a lot of skips in this game in Ralen's case. Like, I wouldn't want to leave anything behind, but he says, no, I'm just going.
And here's a little, here's how I would think of this. My man of culture opinion, I don't know. The way I look at this play is I would actually be very tempted. So I beat Turtle Rock here. I've got 7 crystals. I can go to GT. I grab the pyramid on the way.
Okay.
I think. After you beat TR, flute to 4, go into Light World, pick up the big bomb, go up the bridge to Hyrule Castle, in front of Hyrule Castle, mirror and do Pyramid Fairy, then go in the GT, hoping for big key.
Well, and Jesse or Radical Sniper, there's like 1 million people in chat who are all like in the main tournament or like professional commentators that are agreeing with you. So I think I think that's the correct thing to do. I mean, just maybe.
I will say big shout outs to both of our runners remembering to do the dam and then mirror. That is very hard muscle memory to break. But yeah, we will see if Spleebie decides to make the play into left side and if we get anything out of it. And realistically, 2 GT smalls is about as much as you need, is what you need to full clear that. You can get all the checks pretty easy with 2. Like when you get to 1, it can get really rough on GT routing.
Mm-hmm.
But once you get that second key, like the routing is pretty easy to hit everything and not be too worried.
Yeah, I think I saw a recent key sanity seed, and you can go right side first. You spend no keys doing that, and then you can go left afterwards, and hopefully find some keys that way.
Yeah, going right side. If you get the key under the pot after compass rune, that's a net 0. And then left side does have 2 pot keys as well.
Oh my gosh, more fetch quests.
Yeah, and we're not even going to worry about these fetch quests. They don't exist.
So shovel, mushroom, powder, none of those things have been checked. Shovel was in pod, which was not locked behind the 6 keys, but powder was in pod, which was locked behind the 6 keys. And mushroom is on Trinex, so
none of them matter.
And it looks like Spleebie is going straight to the back as well, so
okay, so Ralen is going to do a little different of a route. This might not be Pyramid Fairy.
Did he check green pendant? This might be a green pendant check.
You're right. This could be green pendant turn in. Nope, he's not even doing that.
Nope, skipping that. Which so, we know is just a pod small, right?
Yeah, like I was thinking, I would have done pyramid into this. And so he's not going to do pyramid, but I figure, if you're going to do 5, maybe do green pendant, and we're not getting that either. Very, very risky plays. We know it's okay for the skipping the green pendant.
Right.
But Ralen is hard saying that GT Big Key is in GT.
Wow, that strategy there for Argus is so cool to watch. Just
nearly getting that 0 cycle. 1 cycle's still good. Going for those silver strat. Ooh, just missing by a little bit. Argus is not a big target.
I mean, we could play the GT Big Key guessing game and just go beyond 22. Wait, could it? No, I can't.
No, if it's not in GT, I think we usually say that's like 23 or 0.
Oh, okay. All right.
But there is crystal number 6 for Spleebie. And we'll see what he decides to go do. It looks like we're getting that flute. So also heading up to Eternal Rock.
Yeah, I mean, you got to do Trinex first, right? I mean, if the big key's just sitting on Trinex, GG, right? But after that, that's where it's like, okay, go to GT or check other things. And I agree, GT being so dense. I did read something a while back about how the randomizer places items, and there's something regarding like junk items in GT, which is more likely to be, so it's not like a legitimate 22, it's more like 11 or 8 or something, but it's still pretty dense.
Well, there's a skull small.
All right, and that is 6 checks here in GT so far.
Number 7 is just some bombs. I mean, this is our densest location. I understand why Ralen did it. Can't disagree with that play. I would have done it a little different, but, I think each person is going to, you're going to see somebody's routing style towards those kinds of items here.
Hey, Butter Sword. Not required, but a nice friendly item to have. And of course, a GT small in GT as usual.
Wouldn't be keys if there wasn't a GT big or a GT small key in GT. If you can find me a key C that usually doesn't do that, I would be shocked.
Same.
There's check number 12.
Actually, though, I think that might be the only one so far. I don't think we've seen other keys to their own dungeons. In this seed, anyway.
Yeah, usually the one that's common is Pod.
Yeah, Pod. Even Turtle Rock, I've seen a lot of TR smalls in TR.
And the other thing I will point out is if we see a big key here, it's not necessarily GT big.
Oh gosh, yep. We still have what, Thieves Town that we're missing?
Yeah, Thieves Town's
And
big
Swamp.
key. Yeah, and Swamps. Big keys could be hiding out here in GT just to troll the
my
runners a little
gosh.
bit.
Oh my gosh. But anything they find here could still lead to the big key, right?
Yes.
Okay, so like if they do find oh gosh. Thieves Town! Oh no! Oh!
Wait!
Yay!
There it is! 15!
All right, so it looks like that was the play after all. Ralen Tankir is on his way up GT climb. I suspect Spleebie is going to be following right along. He could save some time if he decides to go full left. But at this point, it is Ralen Tankir's game to lose.
Yeah, Ralen playing a little extra aggressive on dungeons and avoiding some of the overworld is paying off. We'll see what Spleebie does here. Spleebie also going to skip the pyramid fairy, so gonna not lose any additional time here. But I mean, this is a tough situation. Blue mail, 12 hearts. We got powder, half magic, silver arrows, butter sword.
Yeah.
About as well armed as you could ever
Yeah.
be.
Yep, you're fine here. Even I feel okay here. And meanwhile, you know, these guys climbing GT, like I'd still be over there in left side swamp, so. Yeah, it's interesting. Raylan's style for keys, you know, those skips, like I have a lot of trouble, you know, skipping anything in a keys mode. It's so like risky to me to skip anything, but being able to do that is really impressive. Yes, Structure Mike. That's basically you have it right. That's what it would be. All right, it does look like Spleebie is going. Oh well, this. I guess this could be like one of the magician things.
Yeah, he is killing the Stalfos, so could be continuing. Yeah, gonna continue on left side.
All right, so it saves a little time, you know, not going to the right side, but unfortunately, it's a lot to catch up. So I don't even, you know, a really good execution advantage. It would take something a little more than that.
Yeah, Spleebie's going to make up some time on the GT route. It's just not, you know, Raylan's already into the eye lasers and into torches too.
Here's Stroldorm.
Two very quick slashes with the butter sword. There's that first big key for Thieves Town, and then the second one for GT. Definitely one of those moments that you're like, no, and then, oh, good, relief.
Yeah, it's like, no.
Nice dash up our conveyor room into the Aga 2 fight here for Ralen. Meanwhile, Spleebie is beginning his climb up Ganon's tower.
So the climb is what, like 2 or 3 minutes?
I was gonna say usually over 3.
Okay.
Knowing my own NMG at this point, like I can get under 4. Top runners even close lower than that, but yeah, still usually somewhere in that 3 to 4 minute range.
Now, does that include Aga 2 or not?
That's just the climb.
Just the climb, okay. Ooh, very nice dash there by Spleebie on the bridge. All right, here goes Ralen Tankir dropping down into the Ganon fight. He's fully stacked, all hearts, silver, sputter sword, blue mail, half magic.
I think the difference is a little more than a Ganonfall at this point.
Yeah, if it was like Master Sword Silverless or something, yeah, I think a Ganonfall might do it, depending on when you fell. But with this equipment, it doesn't take much time to just jump back down.
Yeah, and get back into... actually, it takes a little longer in inverted, I guess, so hard to say.
Okay. Oh, because you have to go through the little front part of Hyrule Castle.
Yeah. One of the unfortunate side effects.
I mean, that's like a couple screen transitions or more. And... that's one.
Gonna set up for the double here. I don't think we've got space for the triple. Yeah.
3, and number 4. Down goes Ganon. Get your GGs in chat for Ralen Tankir. As long as it doesn't fall off the bridge there, he has taken first place today versus Spleebie. And in doing so, will progress into the top 32 of the main tournament brackets, and we'll be facing either Error or McMonkey.
Yeah, there we
GG's.
go. Yeah, Ralen finishing with an official time of 1:41.08. GG to Ralen.
That's incredible. And Spleebie not far behind. On his way towards the top there.
Yeah, but we are now joined by Ralen. GG.
GG's, Ralen.
GG.
So this is quite the fist fight of a series between you and Spleebie.
Yep. Sure was close, and it was a weird seed. I don't know. I mean, inverted always has this kind of problem that you have to start, which can be, especially in Kisanity, very weird. I think we got that.
Yeah.
And,
no, this was definitely one of those weird starts.
And then you have you get 100 checks. Choose.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Yeah, and really the difference here today is, some of the skips you were able to make, it feels like. Spleebie did go clear the back of Skull Woods early, giving us a beautiful 4-heart moth, and also did the Zora area checks.
Yeah.
So realistically, those two sets of things kind of is the difference here.
That was kind of my hope. In inverted, getting back to the moth with the mirror is actually pretty quick, so I do not really feel bad about skipping it early, especially in Kisanity. It needs all 3 small keys to be in logic. So even with that early fire rod, I wasn't really feeling the one item in the back there, and instead was more drawn to Ice Palace.
Yeah, it was just a bottle there, so... Well, that's the big thing, you skipped some of those earlier checks, and then it just was, oh, I don't hit the ice big chest. We thought you might not go back for that desert torch. So, but yeah, there was a couple of those moments, like Spleebie did find the Ice Palace big key before clearing out ice. It just didn't lead to anything this time.
Yeah.
So the outs were there. It's just the seed, as you said, was one of those weird ones where it didn't work out today. At least on Spleebie's side.
Yeah. When you know about the big key and you have to find the GT big key for sure, and you don't know really if you do need to find any of the other big keys, there's no way you can let that sit there. I could have gotten, or I could have went back for it maybe a bit later, hoping for maybe get the mids or so that I can take the flute down to desert, but...
I'm sorry for interrupting there, but Spleebie just took down Ganon, and I don't think I've ever seen that strategy of gold sword slashes after silver arrow shots to add damage. Like, wow.
Did he actually reduce it to 3 shots?
I think so.
That's
I might be wrong, But Spleebie does finish in second place today with a 144.29. Get your GGs in chat for Spleebie. Put on a great
GGs
show there at
Spleebie.
the end.
So I did have a question for Ralen as well. How did you feel? Like, I have a lot of trouble when playing any key sanity mode of playing like aggressive and doing some of those skips that you made. What kind of drove you to that?
It's basically like any other mode. Once you are getting closer to go mode, you can see more reasonably how many items do you still need, how long are the checks left, and yeah. Sometimes you can get a bit more aggressive, especially if you do not have to do all dungeons. But it was kind of today again. It was kind of spur of the moment things on some points. But yeah.
And we are also joined now by Spleebie. GG.
GG,
Hey,
Spleebie.
GG, Ralen.
GG.
Spleebie, I'm just going to ask real quick. Was that only 3 silver arrows to kill Ganon with the sword slashes?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Wow, that's
Very
awesome.
nice. Very nice unbuffered slashes for that.
It's usually makes me lose time trying to go for that, but
No, that was a lovely play, and we were doing the interview with Ralen and noticed it, and we're like, "Wait, did you just do that?" That was pretty cool.
It was cool.
But thoughts on your end, Spleebie, I guess, on this one.
I don't like Ralen said, like this is a weird seed. I don't know. Other than back of Skull Woods early that led to nothing, and Zora area, like you guys were saying. Not going to Ice Palace without hammer and then immediately finding that in Misery Mire felt bad, but Ralen said he did that too, so. I don't know. Then it was an Ice Rod hunt and praying for a GT Big Key and GT.
Yep.
What the Zora area did, it was. I was not sure how I wanted to clear the light route from the light world from the start. Decided for Eastern because we got those keys early and there was the Bowen Mire in the end too. So I said, well, that's a full clearable dungeon and the green pendant check that I can do immediately with the flute there. So I do that first and see from there. But yeah, basically then you can do South Shore, you can do Kakariko, you can do Zora area, you can do Hyrule Castle, and neither of them is really wrong to start with. It always depends on what you have and how you want to route. And yeah, what kind of feels bad about this mode sometimes is whatever you choose, it can be right or wrong depending on what you find there. Even if you do check all of them, the order can matter, and that's just
Yeah, I
up to luck.
mean, as you were saying, like you doing Uncle pretty much right after Eastern Palace, giving you that book, kept you out of Zora. Like, I wonder if you don't get that book, do you do Dam to Ice Rod Cave instead of or Mini Moldorm to Desert?
That was probably the plan. I'm not sure if I would have done it, but most likely. And that book was probably the thing that kept me doing it the other way. I was really contemplating while I was going through the portal what I want to do. But I said, well, we have both desert keys too, like with Eastern. So I said, well, just do Mini Moldorm Cave to Desert.
And of course, I guess the big bait on this seed, how about all the TR keys and nothing in Turtle Rock?
At that point, I was just missing Mirror, Ice Rod, and GTB Key, and it was so much looking like the Mirror was just in GT Do It Vanilla. You got all the keys you needed for it, and yeah.
Well, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that with, a mirror being... Wait.
Mirror and TR is what he
meant. And TR. Yeah. Okay. I was like, wait.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like that could have easily happened for this seed, and it just happened to be next door. So, I guess the only question I have left is, looking for the GT big key there at the end. Was there any consideration from either of you for Pyramid Fairy and Ralen, also that green pendant turn in? I'm surprised, going to 5 and just skipping Saha completely.
Maybe should have done that, but I did that the prior race too. Went an unnecessary long way to pop that way, I believe, without turning in the green pendant. So it's kind of my good luck charm, I feel like.
Fair enough.
But yeah, that was an oversight again, which I got through the second time with, so probably shouldn't do it too much more often. But yeah, it felt bad to get that boost that you could have gotten very early, somewhat late, and then that unnecessary TR play. And yeah, at that point when I found the Ice Rod on Argus, I was already in the mode. Well, if I have access to GT, I will rush GT. I won't do anything else before that.
Okay. And that was the only reason I thought maybe Pyramid Fairy on the way. It's the most convenient that could ever be before GT.
Even if it's the most convenient, it is still, let's say, 40 extra seconds you do
Sure.
need to invest for it. And yeah, I wasn't feeling like I had those 40 seconds.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I briefly considered the Pyramid Fairy on the way, but felt like I was behind. But I always feel like I'm behind. So,
I think that's inherent to all as runners, is to think that.
yeah.
I think to feel ahead at this seed, you pretty much have to nail that god route, because otherwise you will feel behind.
Yeah, I mean, if you can tell me how to find out that I need to go in to get a glove out of Ice Palette, or go into Castle Tower to get a hookshot and a fire rod, to go to Ice Palace to get a glove, to then go to Hookshot Cave for Meyer Medallion, to go to Meyer for hammer and bow, let me know. That's a hard one.
It's a tough read.
I don't know how to do that. Ask some inverted experts. Maybe they know the answer.
Maybe. But yeah, as we said, Ralen, you get to move on to the next round, waiting to see who you're going to be facing between Airy and Monkey.
Yep, that will be sure a great reward for getting in the top 32.
Of course. Never a dull round or an easy out at this point. And then, of course, unfortunately, Spleebie, this is the end of your main tourney experience. Any thoughts as, this is it?
It was fun. I don't know. I was happy to make brackets. I mean, even qualifying for this was tough. And I don't know. I'm still not sure how I feel about the random modes, but a little bit of variety is not bad. So,
Yeah.
Had a good time.
I think that's been the general consensus is, it's a very unique way of doing things, and some positive, some negative, so.
Good luck, Ralen, in your future matches.
Thank you.
Anything else on your end, Smirk?
I just want to say GG's again to both of the runners today. You both did exceptionally well, like execution, routing, everything made sense. Thank you for putting on a great show. It was a tough matchup on the best of 3 here. And again, good luck moving forward, Ralen Tankir, and good luck on future matches to you too, Spleebie. But yeah, that's it for me.
Well, I guess that's going to do it for us here at SpeedGaming 3. As we've said, make sure to give both of our runners a follow, as well as all the SpeedGaming channels. We've got plenty of races going on. I will say right now, I believe over on SpeedGaming 1, we have a Game 2 between Vortex of Doom and Shiva Haze. That race pretty much just started. It looks like it's Ambrosia. So they did their first game starting right when we started this game. So they went a full back-to-back for theirs. We also have plenty of matches today. Starting up in a little bit over on Speed Gaming 2, we've got Yagamoth versus Asder. We've also got over on Speed Gaming 3 at 140, Fred Coughlin versus Scottish Brave. 540, Mick Monkey versus Airy on Speed Gaming 2. 610, Zelga versus MM2. That'll be on Speed Gaming. And then also at 610, we've got Telethar versus Aridin on Speed Gaming 5. And that appears to be most of the content. We do have a chance for a later race tonight at possibly 7:40 p.m. Eastern, but we will see about that between Ravis and Chimo, currently not assigned for a channel. So, but once again, big shout outs as well to our tracker today, Sabletooth. Thank you for doing that throughout. Makes our lives so much easier. And Smirk, it has been a pleasure. Again, I'll let you close it out for today.
All right, well, thank you so much. It's been a wonderful pleasure for me as well. Radical Sniper, just wanted to say thanks to everybody involved as well. You know, Speed Gaming for putting this on, our tracker Sabletooth, and to the chat for being involved and watching and hyping everything up. And the biggest one to the runners, Ralen, Tankir, and Spleebie. Thanks so much to everyone, and have a good one.